Hello. This assignment is an extended constructed response. We call it ECR for short. This is what we call an argumentative opinion writing. And you are going to first read the passage, Robots on the Reef, and then you're going to analyze a given prompt, and then you're going to fill out a graphic organizer. And then after you do those things, then you will prepare to write an extended constructed response, which is an essay, on the Google Doc final copy using your ideas written on the graphic organizer. So you will use the attached slides and grading rubric for reference as you write your response. Our focus, of course, is to write an extended constructive response with a clear thesis, along with an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So here is our passage called Robots on the Reef. We have already read this, marked it, looked over it, answered questions about it, and taken a quiz. And once we've done that, then here is our prompt. This is an argumentative ECR. I'm going to read the passage, Robots on the Reef, which we've done. Based on the information in the passage, write a response to the following. So you're going to write an essay in which you argue that coral bots should or should not be used to restore coral reefs. So this is highlighted yellow because that is your prompt. But on a real test or STAR test, this will not be highlighted yellow. You have to determine what you're writing about. So as a practice, we're going to highlight this yellow because that is what you must respond to. If you do not respond to this, and if you don't choose the side whether coral bots should be used to restore the coral reefs or whether coral bots should not, if you don't choose one of those sides and then use evidence from our passage called Robots on the Reef, then you will not get scored for this. So your goal to write a well-organized argumentative essay, you're arguing your chosen side about coral bots should or coral bots should not. And then you're going to write this essay that uses specific evidence from the article Robots on the Reef to support your position. Here's how you are graded. Clearly state your central idea. We know this is our thesis. Organize your writing, which means organize it into paragraphs and organize it into your ideas. Develop your ideas in detail, which means that you must cite evidence from your passage and give details. Use evidence from the selection in your response. So go find your actual evidence and cite it and explain that evidence. And of course, you must use correct spelling, capitalization, punctuation, and grammar. You will manage your time carefully so that you can review the selection, so this is our selection, review Robots on the Reef, plan your response. So when we plan our response, we're going to use a piece of paper to write our response down. You will recreate this on paper. And this is what we call our planning graphic organizer. And in a real STAR, you can ask for as many pieces of paper as you want to plan. Same thing for as we're planning in class. And then you're going to write your response and revise and edit your response. So you can use this paper, our plain paper, to write your response and plan it, and then type it on your final copy. Here's a reminder of what RACES means. It's a writing strategy where restate the question. You're going to turn the question around into a statement. If the question is, why is it important to recycle? You're going to restate it. It is important to recycle because, and then give your answers based upon what passage you read. A means answer the question. So answer all parts of the question. So on this type of question, they're asking you, you're arguing whether coral bots should or should not be used to restore the coral reefs. So you'll answer whether they should and give your 3 reasons why, or whether they should not and give your 3 reasons and evidence why. Cite your evidence in your body paragraphs. You're going to use details and facts from the text to support your answer. You will use sentence starters like according to the text, the author says, I know blank because, for example. And then you will explain your reasoning. Once you cite your text, you will explain why this text evidence clearly supports your answer. This shows that. This evidence tells us this is why, this means, this proves, it is clear that. So those are other sentence starters to help explain your cited text evidence, which of course is answering our question. And finally, you must summarize your information in your final paragraph. So you're just going to restate it in different words, restate your question with your conclusion. Say things like therefore, that's why, for these reasons, in summary. Here is parts of an essay map that we've looked at, and it tells you everything that goes into an introductory paragraph, which is your hook, your background, your thesis or controlling idea, your body paragraph 1, which of course has your reason number 1, and it has a transition, topic sentence, supporting sentences with details, examples, and evidence with transition words, and a concluding sentence. Your body paragraph 2 has your second reason that you list in your thesis, and you do the same paragraph format with your transition, your topic sentence, your supporting sentences with your details, examples, and evidence. Use transition words, use sentence starters, and then have a concluding sentence. Body paragraph 3, of course, it's exactly the same order. You write it with the topic sentence, and you're using your third reason from your thesis. And then your concluding paragraph, this is paragraph 5. So this is paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And this is where you restate your thesis statement, you reword it, and you summarize all your key points in different words. And then leave us with some final thoughts, some message, some reflection, some call to action. Here is the ECR student checklist and your rubric that we will use. Things like your graphic organizer, using that. Make sure you have your organizational structure, which is what we talked about, your development of ideas. You use the RACES strategy of writing. You tab all of your paragraphs. You don't put spaces, but you just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And then you check your language and conventions. That means you read it out loud and check for periods and commas. You read it out loud and check for fragments and run-ons, your subject, your predicate, your complete thoughts. Make sure that it is a complete sentence. You make sure you have your commas before your fanboys when combining two complete sentences. Check for subject-verb agreement. Check for spelling. Check for capitals. And then I gave you some sentence starters. So when we talk about your hook, your opening sentence, it can be in any sentence that relates to what you're reading or what you're writing about. So, and it can just be something like the word coral means sea growth, and the reefs they build create gorgeous underwater landscape with vibrant splashes of colorful reefs and fish. Okay, so that's a great way to open your paper. Something along that lines, just something about coral reefs. And then your closing sentence, which is how you end your essay, you can then refer back to your hook, your opening. It is one of nature's beautiful gifts that these corals continue to grow into reefs that create vibrant splashes of color and breathtaking underwater landscapes. So you just sort of reword how you started. Another opening might be coral reefs are beautiful underwater ecosystems that have survived many, many years. You could close it with these beautiful coral reefs will continue to blanket the ocean floor with gorgeous underwater landscapes to provide vibrant splashes of color for the fish. So you're just simply going to have an opening sentence, have a closing sentence, create something that will captivate your reader, get their attention, and then leave us with something that will captivate your reader and make them remember you. Your max character count is 2,300 characters, excluding spaces. And you go to, when you are in using Google Docs, you can go up to Tools at the top of the page, and you'll choose Word Count. So you go to Tools, and you're going to choose Word Count. And then a window will pop up displaying the current count of pages, words, and characters, excluding spaces. You're going to choose the characters excluding spaces. Click on that, and it will keep up with that as you type. Here is a place for you to just practice your essay. Don't forget to tab over. You have 5 paragraphs. You're just can practice some essay writing, writing your thesis if you want to here. But then your final copy will go on this final copy and this template. And you will just begin typing here. You can delete this. Remember, it's 2,300 characters. And look forward to going over your writing.